How's everybody doing today? Today is April 5th, 2020. We are in the COVID-19 pandemic, which is a very stressful time for everyone. And I find at this time my yoga and meditation practice have really helped me get through the most anxious times that I've ever experienced. So today I'm going to show you some meditation techniques that may help you ease your mind a bit. Yoga, the actual asana or the physical poses of yoga, were designed to be able to do meditation at the end of a practice. So if you can, it's great to do 20 minutes of yoga and then do your meditation practice. That's what I've been doing just about every morning, is about a 30-minute yoga practice and then a 10-minute meditation after that. If that sounds a little bit too daunting, just start in very small increments. Maybe you do downward dog, child's pose, and then maybe meditate for 5 minutes. That's a really good starting point to work from. That gets the body moving a little bit, and then that way maybe you can sit a little bit easier. So by doing the yoga poses and postures, it helps move energy out of our body so that we can sit for a little bit longer in meditation and be able to clear our mind a little bit better. I'll show you a few different seated postures that you can take for meditation, and I'll take you through a little bit of a guided meditation. So a lot of people think that you have to sit flat on the floor with your legs crossed, with your hands in a mudra. You do not have to sit like this. Most people cannot sit like this, especially if they're going to be sitting there for 10 minutes. It can be very uncomfortable for your back to do so. So I suggest at the very least, take a blanket and prop it underneath the sit bones. Right now I'm sitting on a bolster that I just purchased and really love, but you can use a regular bolster. You can use a blanket. What I was using for quite a while is just a block. Very inexpensive. I think I bought this for $6 on Amazon. So a block is a great way to start. And all that does is helps elevate the hips here. You want your hips higher than the knees. Everybody's physiology is different. Some people may be able to sit cross-seated, and that's quite all right if that's comfortable for you for 5 or 10 minutes. Myself, I prefer to take my legs back beside me in hero pose. So this is just easier on my knees, it's easier on my hips, my ankles. It just feels better for me. I can sit here for 10 minutes, no problem. So that's the first thing you want to do, is find a comfortable seated position. If sitting on the bolster or a block or a different bolster or blanket is not an option for you, you can also sit on a chair. So a firm chair. We don't want to be sitting in a reclining chair, a sofa recliner chair, because you may end up falling asleep. So you want to be sitting nice and tall in your seat. So don't sit to the back of your chair. You want your feet flat on the floor and your spine nice and tall. So after you find a comfortable place to sit, next you want to find a comfortable place for the hands. You can have the hands, palms facing down. This can kind of ground your energy. So if you're feeling a bit anxious, you can put the palms face down on the thighs. This will ground the energy a bit more. If you're feeling a little bit low or need some more energy, place the palms face open towards the ceiling. You can even bring your thumb and index finger together. This mudra brings wisdom. So Gyan mudra is palms up, I believe, and Chin mudra is palms down. And again, it's the energy. So if you want more energy, palms up. If you want to ground that energy, palms down. You can even take the hands to the belly and breathe into the hands on the belly. You can take one hand on the belly and one hand on the heart. This can also help here. And if you do have the hands on the belly or anywhere that you have the hands, you want to soften the shoulders. We hold a lot of stress and tension in the shoulders. So soften your shoulders down from your ears. And then if you can, close the eyes. If this feels a little bit too much, you can just take a soft gaze down towards the earth. And then the next thing you want to do is follow your breath. Bring your awareness to your breath. So ideally, we want to breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. This just helps to regulate the breath a little bit. We want to try to breathe into the belly more than the chest. So maybe the breath comes into the chest first, and then the belly expands. And then as you exhale, the belly draws in and the chest comes down. So you want to establish that breath. Breathing into the hands here a little bit, making that connection. And now for the trickiest part. We want to try to clear the mind a little bit. So there's a lot going on. Our mind is constantly chattering. So we don't want to empty the mind. We just want to step back and observe the thoughts. So every time a thought comes into the mind, just acknowledge there's a thought, and then let it float on by. And then maybe another thought pops right in. Acknowledge it, there's a thought, and then let it float by. And each time a thought comes in, we let it go. And we always come back to the breath. We can even do a visualization where we can picture our mind like the sky, and our thoughts are the clouds that come through that sky. So we can picture it's probably pretty cloudy in the beginning, and we can watch that cloud come in and watch that cloud go. And then hopefully over time, our sky becomes clearer and clearer. And if it doesn't, that's quite all right. There's no judgment. We just try to make every effort to bring our awareness back to the breath. Watching that breath come in and watching that breath come out. So that breath is a very simple tool that we always have with us. Whenever we're feeling a bit hectic or anxious, we follow the breath in and we follow the breath out. So see if you can do that. And every time a thought comes in, we acknowledge it and let it float by. It's when we get stuck to those clouds and we get stuck to those thoughts. Just simply become aware that you're thinking and then let that go. So hopefully these tips can help you with a meditation practice. There are quite a few apps, meditation apps, that are very useful. I myself use Insight Timer. I really like that one. And there's also Calm. I've used that in the past. It's good as well. And I've also heard good things about Headspace. So all really good apps that you can use for a meditation practice, all that have free downloads that you can use. So hopefully you found all of this helpful, and it will ease your mind a little bit during this really stressful time.